Alrighty, and this is Brian and Nick here from Co-op Critics, and we are trying something new this evening. We're calling it Game Gab, and it is basically us hanging out, playing some games, and having more of a free-form sort of conversation about games than we have in our monthly episodes of Co-op Critics, because when we do that show, it is very focused on one game. But we kind of wanted to do something where we get to talk about whatever we've been playing and sort of industry news and things like that, so we are playing some Destiny, and we're going to talk about some games this evening, and some gaming news, and there is some big news this week. So, first off, though, Nick, how are you this evening?
I'm excellent.
That's great to hear. And where would you like to go in Destiny this evening? Because you're farther ahead than I am.
Yeah, but I mean, we finished the Dark Below, or not the Dark Below, but we finished House of Wolves campaign. For you, though.
We did finish the House of Wolves campaign, and now what do we have left to do?
Have you done a Prison of Elders yet? I can't remember if we did a Prison of Elders with you.
We did do a Prison of Elders, and I really enjoyed that. It looks like I have a patrol mission on Earth, and I don't know why. Let's see. I'm assuming I still need to do 100 acolytes for my House of Wolves thing. But then patrol the terrestrial complex in the Cosmodrome, steal the servant's treasure, and lure out his masters. Oh, I got to do the Eyes of Crota.
Hey, I have to do the 100 acolytes and wizards with void damage as well. If you want to do that.
Okay, I have to with void damage. Okay.
The only void damage. We may need to go to the tower real quick so that I can get something else besides the shotgun, because that's all I have right now for void damage. We grab a sniper or something.
Let us go to the tower. You're the fire team leader, right?
Yeah, I'm sending this right now.
Okay.
And then we can go somewhere. I don't know where the best place to kill those is, but we'll figure it out.
So while we're going to the tower and getting ready to play some Destiny, why don't we talk about why we're not playing the Elder Scrolls Online tonight? Because the Elder Scrolls Online came out this week. In fact, we just did our first giveaway on Co-op Critics ever. Gave away a copy of Elder Scrolls Online for, I believe it was Xbox One?
Yes. It was Xbox One, and the winner was, or his Twitter tag is Pizza M Gaming. And so a big shout out to him. Thanks to everybody who entered. We had quite a lot of entries. Really good participation for our first giveaway. I was pretty excited. But yeah, shout out to him. He won Elder Scrolls Online for Xbox One. But sadly, if he's having the same issues we've been having, or at least I've been having, he may not have been able to play it yet. It seems the servers are having a lot of trouble. One of the problems a lot of people are experiencing is that you sign in and you just sit in this waiting screen, and it says you are number blank in the queue, and most of the time it says number 1 in the queue. You will wait less than 1 second, and then you sit there for like 15 minutes
right.
while it says that you're only having to wait for 1 second. So you can imagine how frustrating that is. But then, once you do finally get into the game itself, you find that it is very quick to kick you out. I was kicked a couple of times, and then also the game itself just crashed, and then it just kept progressing from me getting kicked offline or off the servers to the game crashing, and now my entire Xbox shuts down. The last 4 times that I've tried to play, my Xbox has completely powered down to the point where I can't turn it on. I have to go unplug it from the wall, like let it stay unplugged for a minute or two, and let it reset, and then plug it back in. So it has a lot of issues. That's not happening with any other games except for Elder Scrolls Online. So I'm a bit disappointed in that, and I don't know. I played. I think I got to level 3, and I maybe a total of 40 minutes total, including my character creation, is all I've been able to play since Tuesday. So, it's frustrating.
Yeah, and that's a huge bummer because I was looking forward to playing that this weekend. I haven't even created a character yet, but I did download the update. I was all ready to roll, and we were going to start playing that tonight and hopefully stream some of it and all that stuff. But yeah, stability issues from the get-go. And I checked out the Elder Scrolls Online forums, and the problems that you're describing are something that seems to be fairly widespread. Obviously, the servers...
It's ubiquitous.
We're not ready for
Zer's
the
down here.
Is he selling anything that's a void weapon? The only void weapon I have right now is my secondary weapon. Which is...
Yeah, you're not going to get a void primary weapon unless you get it from like one of the raids or something, I don't think. Most primary weapons don't do arc void or solar damage.
So I'll have to use my void powers, right?
Yeah, you can use your grenades, you can use your powers, you can use your secondary weapon.
Awesome.
Anything that does void damage. But
and
back
where's
on...
there?
Oh, he was back there. Sorry. I thought you were uninterested.
I'm all...
I bought this shotgun. I bought this shotgun from him. It's called the Universal Remote, and it's a primary weapon shotgun.
That's what I just got, except I got it from whatever... I think we got it from the Prison of Elders.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I remember you getting that. So I'm going to be trying to level that up since I just bought it from him earlier.
Well, that will make two of us then. So yeah, Elder Scrolls Online,
right
I was
here.
super psyched to play that. I am a huge Elder Scrolls fan. I was very excited about playing it, and obviously they'll iron out the server issues, and then we'll be able to eventually play that. So that will be good. And we're planning on doing a lot of videos and stuff like that of it, so I'm looking forward to really getting into that game. I would imagine that the moon is probably going to be the best place for us to find acolytes, right? You think?
Yeah, probably. Let me get my void damage junk.
You could throw us into orbit whenever you want. So, Elder Scrolls, have you played the Elder Scrolls games before? Were you big into that series, or was this like your first foray?
The only other one I've played is Skyrim. And that's is in the same world, essentially.
Right.
But, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about the Elder Scrolls games is, like, the depth of the lore. Just, like, you could pick up books that you can actually sit there and read that they've created just for the world and stuff like that. I'm super into that. My understanding of Elder Scrolls Online is it's not the open world type of game that Skyrim is. It's, obviously more like there's instances and things like that you end up going into,
right.
But that obviously the atmosphere and the lore and things like that are all still there, which is really exciting for me. And I anticipate spending a lot of time with that game because it's different than the other RPGs I've been playing, with Dark Souls and Bloodborne recently. It'll be a nice change of pace, so that's a game that I expect to put a lot of time into over the summer, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Once I get everything ironed out, it should be fun. Like, I was enjoying it. It ran smooth for, like I said, about 30, 45 minutes, and then that's when it shut my Xbox down, and then I couldn't... Every time I tried to boot the game back up from then on, it would shut my Xbox down. So
that's crazy.
I don't know what to do. I don't know if there's a fix, or if I just need to wait on them to push out a hot fix, or, something.
Well, I know they've been working on it. So that's Elder Scrolls Online. We'll obviously talk more about that as time goes on, because our plan was to have that be our spotlight game for the month of July.
Yeah, July.
What we're going to do this time around is next week after E3, we are going to end up doing a podcast about E3 and what we thought about it and things like that. But it might be fun now to just talk a little bit about what we would like to see out of E3, or that you're thinking that we might see out of E3.
I wrote down my 10 most anticipated games, I guess, that we know are going to be announced at E3.
Well, here was my... E3 was already dampened a little bit for me because I read today that Crackdown is not going to be at E3 this year. They're going to wait for Gamescom to talk about Crackdown, and I will tell you right now, Crackdown is without a shadow of a doubt my most anticipated game of this entire console generation. I wholeheartedly, unabashedly love the original Crackdown. It is one of my favorite games of all time, not just for Xbox 360s, but forever.
The 1 or 2?
1. Although a lot of people didn't like 2, I loved 2, and I played 2. I think I finished it twice, and spent a lot of time with that.
Well, I know I have. I think I have 2 on my 360. I think it was like I got it for sale one time, or maybe I got it for really cheap on one of those Xbox Gold sales that they were having. I went ahead and did this strike just because we will run into a lot of these Acolyte guys here.
Yep.
And remember that you will lose like some progress on death. I don't think you'll lose it all, but you'll lose some of it. You know what? Okay, I'll stick.
Knights don't count, right?
I think it's just wizards and acolytes. Yeah, that knight didn't drop anything. So I'm gonna use my shotgun on him. I badly need to get this shotgun leveled up because right now the range is awful.
No, but it's almost like a sniper shotgun, isn't it?
It has a scope, but the range is terrible on it. This guy on our team just ran past everybody.
What was I
but yeah, I have Crackdown, and I played it by myself, but I really regret that I didn't buy it when all of you guys were playing it a lot, because I know you and Jeff and
our friendship was essentially formed around Crackdown. Like, that was the game that we spent a ridiculous amount of time playing. Oh, I kind of wish that this other dude was not running around with us now, because he's taking all of our kills.
Well, I jumped in this strike, and I forget it does matchmaking when you do this strike mission.
But there are a lot of enemies in this thing. So
yeah, there's a lot of enemies, so hopefully we'll get... And if we don't get enough, then we can always go back through it again. But yeah, that's pretty interesting because, well, first of all, I didn't know that it was a possibility that it was going to be announced. So now you've kind of put a damper that wasn't there before on it. But I'm definitely interested in that announcement now. But yeah, I don't know how I missed that, but I didn't know that was even a possibility to be announced. Ooh, okay, I shouldn't have stabbed that guy. So, I'm gonna talk briefly about my list. I'll go through it, and you can, we can talk about each game as it comes up, because I know for a fact that some of the games are shared.
Yep.
So number 1, well, these are not in any particular order. These are just the order I wrote them down in. But number 1 is Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, for sure.
The Battlefront series, like, oh my gosh, Star Wars, like Battlefront 2, I cannot tell you how many hours I played that. Oh my goodness, barely killed that guy. But that game was, it's like one of the most fun third-person shooters I've ever played in my entire life. We had it on PS2 at one of the jobs I used to work at, and we would stay late after work just to play it. Josh and I would at FX.
Yep.
For those of you listening that know who I'm talking about when I say Josh, he's played with us on here a couple of times. He's part of the Co-op Critics gang. But yeah, we would stay late at work to play Battlefront. We would just get stuck up there working late and end up staying like 2 or 3 hours later than we really needed to, just because we were interested in playing that game. But it's a blast, and I cannot wait to see what DICE does with it. The little, I guess, teaser trailer we saw earlier this year looked great. So, I don't know, everything I've seen and read from it just makes me anticipate it more. Like, I hope they do it justice.
Yeah, I think they totally will. I mean, they've obviously been honing the engine and everything else, and so it's
And they know how to make good shooters.
It's Battlefield with a Star Wars skin, so I mean,
Exactly.
it's going to have a good core. Now, is that the one that Amy Hennig is working on for the story part of it? She was the person who was writing the Uncharted series.
She might be. I don't know. I haven't heard who's actually working on the story aspect of it. Oh man, these explosive guys, this cursed thrall, are all over me.
I'm not doing anything to help myself collect what we're supposed to be collecting.
I've got a decent amount, but not near enough. Okay, I'm getting a little cocky here, running out here and almost dead. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm about a quarter of the way there to the 100 I need. Anyway, so yeah, Battlefront, super excited for that. So that's on the list. The next game I put down is Fallout 4. Obviously, that is a huge announcement that I'm looking forward to. That's tomorrow that they're actually going to announce. They're having the press conference for it, aren't they?
Now, how much time did you spend with the original Fallout?
Fallout
4?
3?
Yeah, Fallout 3, I mean.
I spent over 100 hours easy.
Yeah, me too.
When I first started playing the game, I was kind of put off by it because, and keep in mind, this is before I'd played Skyrim or any other Bethesda RPGs.
Sounds like we're getting
and I was kind of unsure. It was almost like too open. I didn't really understand what in the world I should have been doing. I didn't understand the combat system. Threw me off for a while. Like I felt like severely underpowered until I learned how to use the oh crap, what's the name of the combat system?
Oh, is it the VATS?
VATS, V-A-T-S?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept
believe
thinking like STAPS or something. I don't know. But yeah, so I didn't learn how to use that until a good ways into the game, and I know they give you a brief tutorial, but I didn't really take full advantage of that until farther into the game. And once I figured that out and learned how to use that, that changed the game for me.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you're basically like lining up headshots and stuff like that, and
right. Well, it made enemies that were scary to deal with early on. Like, you felt like you actually had some power. Like, you could actually control what was going to happen, and you weren't just, like, aimlessly shooting at this person, or this giant thing that you had, I don't know, you freak out early on about it. But it was, I don't know, I wish that I would have known that going into the game, because it would have really changed my approach to it. But after learning that, I spent dozens and dozens of hours after that, just ranking up, getting through the story, searching every little nook and cranny of that, of the wastelands. I liked doing a lot of the research, finding the rare weapons and all that stuff. Like, I don't know, all that is super interesting to me, just being able to do all those things.
I just love being able to like jump into a series of like a whole side quest line where you spend 10 hours or something working on all of these quests that are not even part of the main story.
Yeah. No, I mean, there was so much to do, so many quests, so many like game-changing options. I mean, you can blow up an entire town,
right?
And never get to talk to those people again.
Right, never get to do any of those quests.
Yeah, you don't get to, you lose the quests, you lose those contacts, you lose anything you would have gained from that town or anything like that. I mean, that's stuff that before I played that game I didn't have to deal with. Like, those kind of decisions I'd not really had to deal with in a game just because that wasn't the kind of games I played before I'd played that game. I was more of a first-person shooter kind of guy. Halo, Call of Duty, all those things. I wasn't really big into the RPG genre yet. But yeah, so Fallout 4 is a definite interest of mine, and I'm super excited for their press conference. And then the next one is like the polar opposite of Fallout 4, Yoshi's Woolly World. I've been
I'm excited
for that
about
game
that too, dude.
ever since I saw the. Was it last year at E3?
I think it was last year at E3.
PAX or something where they announced it. But ever since I saw the first trailer for it, I've been like just obsessed with the utter cuteness of that game. And so I can't wait to play another Yoshi's World game. I love the platforming, and it is adorable.
It does look adorable. I'm super excited about that. I don't know if I told you this, but I got a new 3DS.
You got the new 3DS?
Yep, the new Nintendo 3DS XL.
Awesome. Are you enjoying it?
I have really just played around with it a tiny bit. I did the system transfer and got all of my stuff over, because I had a good amount of games over on my other 3DS because I had the Ambassador program. I bought a 3DS when it first came out, so when they dropped the price and everything and Nintendo did that Ambassador program, then I was able to, basically jump in and get a whole bunch of games from Virtual Console, and then when they closed Club Nintendo, you could use all of your Club Nintendo points to download a crap ton of games. So I got a bunch of old NES games and Super NES games for both the 3DS and the Wii U Virtual Console. So I have like a really good amount of games already inherently on the system. And I'm really excited about the new 3DS. So it feels like it's just a better fit. Like it's a more streamlined and sort of solid console. I really like it so far, and I haven't spent a lot of time with it, but I am looking forward to spending more time with it, and I'm hoping that we're going to see some really cool stuff. I know that Nintendo is doing a direct Sunday morning. They're actually doing an event from E3, and I can't remember. Oh crap. They're doing an event Sunday morning, and
is it the Treehouse event, or is that
no? I think it's their event that's going to be Sunday morning, or maybe Monday is their main event. But Sunday they're having an event, Monday they're having an event, and then in between that they're doing all the Treehouse events. Now, last year, the Treehouse thing, I wrote a bunch about this. I think there's some posts up on the blog about it as well. But the whole idea of Treehouse is basically changing everything.
Don't die.
Because you now have... Oh, I just died.
This dude coming to help you up? No, he's running the opposite direction.
On top of me. What the heck was I just saying? Oh, the Treehouse thing. So basically, that was the first time that a company had essentially taken the whole coverage of E3 thing and put it in their own hands, as opposed to waiting for, the major news sites or the major gaming sites to kind of cover that. They basically took over their own coverage and were like, this is how we're doing it. And so they were able to directly control their message. They were able to present all of their games, like Splatoon, in the way that they wanted to present them, and it was just a genius move by them, and I think it really changed a lot of stuff for how games are going to be covered in the future at events like this, and it really sort of put the gaming press back on their heels, because Nintendo was able to just kind of do its own thing, and they came out of E3 last year, and a lot of people felt like they had, quote-unquote, won E3 last year.
I felt that way. I felt that Nintendo had, it was like the comeback, pretty much.
Right. And so this year they're talking about having a lot more third-party announcements, which is always a huge concern for them. So that's kind of awesome. And I feel like the 3DS and the Wii U even though the Wii U is not selling well right now, but they're like they're in good shape game-wise. Like, they have a good amount of games. They have some great games. The Splatoon just came out, and I've been spending a lot of time with Splatoon. My son has been playing the living daylights out of it, and it's a fantastic game.
Yeah, everything I've heard about Splatoon has been good. I've not heard a bad thing about it.
I hate those stupid spawn things. Thralls. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to say for 3DS, because now that I have a new 3DS, I'm looking forward to seeing, them. I want them to do more with it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm hoping that, and I don't know if we're going to hear this at E3, but one of the things that would be on my list, if they haven't already said that it won't be, is more about their new online system that's replacing, Club Nintendo, and it's going to be like a Nintendo Network thing where you have one profile that's going to be used across both systems and all that kind of stuff. Like their version of Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus,
Right.
I would like to hear more about that.
Yeah, I hope, hopefully all those things... Oh gosh, this dude just spawned... Oh no, I gotta get down. I was up top up there, and those cursed thrall were spawning on me.
Wow, I have like no ammo.
Alright, yeah, so... Then, the next game after Yoshi's Woolly World that I'm super excited for, Mass Effect 4.
Oh, hugely excited for Mass Effect 4. Are you kidding me?
Holy crap, I'm so excited for Mass Effect 4. I really, I don't know, I know for a fact they would be, but the multiplayer in Mass Effect 3 is some of my favorite multiplayer. I've played in a very, very long time. It was just a blast, and the fact that BioWare is doing the free DLC model because they have the not pay to win, but pay to upgrade your stuff faster if you don't have time to grind for it.
Right.
They have those paid boxes that you can buy. Same thing that Battlefield's doing now, and I think Call of Duty does it too. And but the good thing about BioWare is they're using that to supplement for what people would pay for DLC, and so it becomes free to the rest of us, which is welcome. Holy crap! I almost just got knocked off the world. Yeah, so Mass Effect 4. Excited for the game itself, but then also just to learn more about the potential multiplayer capabilities and everything.
Yep.
And just the fact that the Mass Effect franchise is blast anyway, like a campaign and everything.
I'm excited to see what the story is too with this new Mass Effect.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what they can do the new hardware, like with the Xbox One, PS4, as opposed to 360 and PS3.
Well, I think I'm in the minority of Xbox of Mass Effect fans in that I enjoy the first Mass Effect.
I said PS3. They don't. It's only on Xbox, isn't it? It's not. There's no.
No, I think this time around it'll be both.
Is it on? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Because I know that they eventually put them on the Wii U.
They put Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U, but that was the only one that came to it. But
I eventually killed that dude. I was tired of. I think I got about half of the ones I needed.
Finally.
I didn't even come close. I'm very far away from what I need. But the thing about Mass Effect is a lot of people think that 2 was the best in the series. Me, I think that the first one is vastly superior to any of the other ones that came after it. I love.
Yeah, you liked the RPG. Elements of the first one, didn't you? Yep,
and I'm not a fan of the fact that it became basically an action game by the third one. Like, I really like the deeper RPG stuff, which is, again, like reasons that I love, like Skyrim and, Fallout and those kind of games, because you can really dig into the role-playing side of them, and I'm hoping that with the new consoles, the new Mass Effect game will be able to incorporate both of those things. It'll be able to be the action game that people really dug, but it will also be able to be the deep role-playing game that I really liked the first time around. Like, I hated when they went away from the Mako and they started doing the surveying the planets for minerals and stuff. I hated that stuff. I was so bummed that you couldn't just go to the planets like you could in the first one. That was one of my favorite things, was just, hopping into all these planets, driving the Mako around.
I think that's what I think I'm excited for, though, is the fact that they're going to have all this new power. I want to see how they're going to use it. If they're just going to do a graphical upgrade and call it a day, or if they're actually going to use it to expand the worlds even larger and give you more hubs and just make the world feel more alive and even more massive than it already does.
Right.
So I think that's what I'm excited for, because I would really love for it to feel like that.
I lost all of my progress, by the way, on the Gather Their Faith quest, so I have none right now.
How did you lose it all? Because you died?
I must not have had enough, and so when I lost it, I just lost everything.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well, we don't have to keep doing that. We can do something different. We can do a
we can do something different, because I'm clearly not going to get those ones tonight.
Let's see. You want to do a Prison of Elders run on level 28? It'll give us a third person.
Okay, let's do it.
Matchmaking.
You know what, though? Let me make sure. I gotta dump this. This weapon is not what I want to be using for that.
Oh yeah, I want to go back to the tower and drop that sniper rifle I picked up off.
All right, let's go back to the tower and we'll weapon up.
So yeah, the next two games on my list are maybe kind of weird because they're both PC. They're both PC, and then one of them is PS4, I think, eventually. But the next one is Overwatch. Have you heard anything about that game? It's made by Blizzard.
Yes, I have heard about it. It's
It's like a class shooter. It feels kind of like Team Fortress 2. It looks like
a little Team Fortressy, yes,
which
I'm all for.
Oh yeah, but it looks like a blast.
Aren't you blown away by the fact that we don't have a Team Fortress 2 on the current gen consoles?
Yeah, it kind of seems like easy money, like an easy cash grab that they would.
I know that it wasn't fully implemented, on Xbox 360, but we played a lot of it on Xbox 360, and even though it was glitchy and sometimes it didn't work, like, I freaking loved that game, and I just can't. It's the same thing with, like, Left 4 Dead. Like, they're just leaving money on the table
Valve,
by not having that stuff. That's one thing I would love to see at E3 is I'll take in a Left 4 Dead HD remaster with the maps from the first two games. That's what I would take that in a heartbeat.
No,
I would
buy that. Yeah, I would buy that. I really like to think that they have Left 4 Dead 3 in progress. There's been rumblings whether they do or not. I don't know for sure, but I would totally take HD remakes. Because, in fact, I know I've talked to you about it before, but I would love to do a stream of Left 4 Dead with, the four guys the zombie crew that we normally play with. Me, you, Jeff, and Dan. I think that would be a blast to do like a co-op classics night or something, and have that. But anyway, yeah, the next two games, or Overwatch or whatever, I was super excited for it. Even though it's on PC, I just am excited to learn more about that game, and that may be one that I have to test out. Maybe worth me buying a PC for. There's several games that I want to buy a PC for, but and the next one is No Man's Sky, and mostly just because I'm interested in learning more about this game. Like, it's supposed to be like an infinite procedurally generated game.
Right, like whatever planet you go to, it will.
Yeah, it has
generate.
Every planet is unique. I think they said something like it would take you like 1 million years real time to visit all the possible planets that could exist in No Man's Sky, or some ridiculous stat like that, where just saying that it's, every planet is unique in that it has its own plant life, its own animals, terrain, all that stuff. So I mean, that kind of stuff's super interesting to me. But I mean, it could be the most unique game in the world as far as like art styles and terrain and planets and all that. But if the gameplay is not fun, then it's not really going to be worth it. But I think that's why I'm interested in that game. I want to learn more about it and just kind of figure out, is the game going to be worth it, or is it just a hype machine?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that game.
Then the next two, Halo 5 and Black Ops 3, are my two shooters.
Well, Halo 5 just
on there.
announced that they were going to have their maps be free, right? They were going to do a bunch of free updates.
Yeah, I think
after
they're
going to
do free DLC.
Which I think that was their sort of mea culpa for the disaster that the Master Chief Collection has been, and them wanting to sort of get back in people's good graces, because Halo is a super important franchise for that platform, and it needs to do well, and there's definitely a bad taste in people's mouths from how the Master Chief Collection sort of fell on its face when it came out. And
yeah, nobody is more upset about Master Chief Collection than me, believe me. I've been talking about an HD remake of Halo 2 that I could play online, and Halo 1 that I could play online on Xbox Live with my friends forever, since they shut down the servers of Halo 2 a long time ago. And so I was so excited for Master Chief Collection. I pre-ordered it, it came in, and I have played very little of it because I was so turned off by the server issues, the fact that it took forever to get a game. I mean, it was awful, and I'm sure a lot of that's probably worked out by now, but it's like so far gone, and it's left such a bad taste in my mouth that I don't even want to put the disc in. Right. It's like out of spite, I don't want to do it.
No, you're just disgusted with it.
Yeah. Are you good to go to orbit?
Yep, totally. So, yeah, I agree. But at the same time, I have played and finished every single Halo game, and I will absolutely play and finish Halo 5. So, I'll be getting it, and I have faith that it will work because of the disaster that Master Chief Collection was, and they've obviously learned a lot of lessons from that. So, the one thing that I've never been good at is the competitive multiplayer of Halo. So, I'm not super excited for that piece of it, but I am very excited to do like campaign co-op and stuff like that. So yeah. I'll be excited for that.
I played the Halo 5 beta on Xbox briefly, not much at all, because that was out about the same time that I was trying to play Master Chief Collection, and I couldn't get Master Chief Collection to work, and then the Halo 5 beta was kind of I mean, it was okay. It was fun, but it wasn't anything that just reached out and grabbed me, and so I didn't really put a lot of time into it. And so I think I dumped what time I would have put into that. I think I put into Dying Light and whatever else we had going on at the time that I was actually having fun playing. So I'll buy it just because it's Halo, and I've owned every Halo game to this point, and I love Halo, and I will probably like you said, play and finish it and play lots of hours of multiplayer. But hopefully they can redeem themselves.
Now what about Black Ops? Because I haven't finished a Call of Duty campaign. Boy, let's see. I did not. I don't think I finished a Call of Duty campaign since like Modern Warfare 2. And I used to love...
I can't even keep up with how many of the campaigns I've completed because I don't buy Call of Duties for the campaign. I did enjoy the Modern Warfare campaigns.
Yeah.
And I don't think I know I haven't finished Advanced Warfare's campaign. I've put a lot of hours into the multiplayer. But I normally like Call of Duty is a game that I buy. It's a game I buy to to play with my friends. I don't buy it for the single player, really. I don't care if they have Kevin Spacey acting in it. Like, I love Kevin Spacey, but like that's not why I'm buying the game.
You don't
I'm buying
need Kevin Spacey.
I don't need Kevin Spacey. Yeah, I just buy it for the multiplayer, and because I have several friends that play it, and I want to enjoy the multiplayer and curse like a sailor because it's frustrating. And yeah, so that's why I will buy Black Ops 3, and probably hate some things about it and love other things about it, like I do every Call of Duty game. But it's just like it's like that annual doctor's visit. It's like,
yep,
here it comes. You know it's gonna come around eventually. You got to do it. So that's what it's become for me. But I mean, I still do have fun with it.
Yeah, and if everybody else buys it, I'll probably end up buying it as well. So I would say of those two, though, I'm more excited about Halo 5 than I am about Black Ops 3.
Yeah, I'm more excited about Halo, and the things that excite me about Halo are different, though. Call of Duty, usually the friends that I have usually play more Call of Duty than they do Halo. Maybe I just need to get new friends, but I would love to have like a group of guys that like to play competitive Halo PvP and run around and do that.
Well, I think
maybe I can get you into PvP.
I think with the Co-op Critic stuff that we're doing now, like, we could definitely, get a group of people, maybe even some listeners of the podcast and stuff like that, and I think there's some community stuff that we can cultivate with some of these games that would be really fun to do. So that is exciting to me.
Yeah, and I guarantee you there are much better competitive players than me in a lot of these games. Now, Halo 2 and I like Call of Duty games. I like to think I'm pretty good at. Usually, one or two top scorers in the game. Halo 2, though, I was really, really good at Halo 2. Halo 3, I was okay, and then like as each Halo has come out, I feel like I've gotten worse. So like Halo Reach, I wasn't that great at. Halo 4, I was okay at, but so we'll see what happens with 5 and Black Ops. And then the next game is one we haven't heard about in a while. I feel like it's been talked about for like 3 years now, but The Division.
Oh yeah,
Tom Clancy's The Division.
We'll definitely be hearing about that for sure.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be a press conference talking about it. So I'm really, because that game looks really cool and looks like it has so much potential. And I really hope it's not a letdown. So that's why I don't really like every time I hear that it's been delayed or it's been pushed back or something. I haven't been like bummed out, because I would rather it be pushed back, like a year or
and be good.
18 months or something, and be really, really good and be everything it needs to be, than for them to rush it out and have the same problem we're having with Elder Scrolls right now, where you can't even log into a server to play the game.
Sure.
So, and then the last one on my list is Battleborn, which is done by, being developed by Gearbox.
Gearbox, right?
Yeah, Borderlands. It's very interesting. It looks like it's super colorful and everything like Borderlands, but
it's more fantasy based than
yeah, it's more
Borderlands,
fantasy, right? And it's almost like a first-person MOBA or something. Like your characters, they're not all using guns. Like several of the characters are using like knives, or one character class has like a bow.
I mean, to tell you the truth, that actually makes it a lot more appealing to me.
Yeah, it's not like obviously Borderlands is class-based too, but your weapons are not really. I mean, certain characters excel using certain weapons. Like certain characters are better using snipers. Certain characters are better using SMGs. You know, they just have skills that complement those weapons. But this game is like you don't do any of that. You have, like, if you're the machine gunner, you have a machine gun and you level up that machine gun. If you're the guy who like throws knives or whatever, then you level up those like throwing abilities, and that's all you do. You don't. It doesn't seem like you pick up weapons. It's not like Borderlands in that you're getting that kind of
right.
loot.
You're constantly getting new weapons.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not a loot thing. It's just a leveling process, and the way you level up your character, I guess denotes how that plays out. So that's why it interests me, and really glad it's coming to consoles and not just PC.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the 10 games. Obviously, Dark Souls 3. I forgot to put it on the list, and I realized that after I made the list, it could probably replace No Man's Sky or something like that.
Yeah, for me, RPGs are always at the top of the list. So Dark Souls 3, hugely excited about that. I know people feel like maybe it's a little bit of overkill because we just got Bloodborne and we just got the re-release of Dark Souls 2, but I will take as many of those games as they want to put out because I love everything about them. I love that it's a game that makes you have to be thoughtful about how you play it. I love that the lore is there for you to dig into if you want it, but if not, you don't have to learn about any of the NPCs or anything, but I like finding out about it, and I think the way that they structure those games just creates such a community of people online that are constantly trying to dig into the mystery of the game and stuff. I absolutely love it. Now, we found out that we're not going to really hear about NX this year from Nintendo at E3, so it's not even worth really speculating about that, but I'm always excited to see what Nintendo's doing because I feel like they're sort of perennially the underdog, that they're sort of the company that people like to continue to count out, but darned if they're not there, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing their own thing, like the new 3DS, people are like, oh, nobody's going to care about that, or when Amiibos came out, you know, they're too late to the game, no one's going to care about Amiibos. I mean, here they are, Amiibos
like, you can't even find them.
Well, not only that,
like,
and it's not like Amiibo saved the company or anything, but it definitely helped them sort of right the ship from a financial standpoint of, you know, this is something that they've sold millions and millions of, and people can't get enough of. And so I want to see more about how Amiibos are going to be integrated into what those guys are doing in the future. You know, the cool thing about the new Nintendo 3DS is that it has the Amiibo thing built into it, so you don't need a separate platform or anything, it's built right in. So I'm excited about that. I want to see more games using that. I want to see the Amiibos become more widely available. And I know they're redoing, like they just did with the Wii Fit trainer again, so they are definitely re-releasing some of these things.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like everything that they're gonna come out with, because I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to the news that they've been putting out.
I just got killed.
Yeah, this is the guy we gotta kill over here. Oh, I gotta focus on this guy real quick, and then I can talk. Okay, I got him. Success, guy. Yeah, the Amiibos are crazy. Like, I knew they would be popular, but the fact that they can't keep them in stores or on shelves, and people are spending a fortune on eBay and stuff online for these things.
That bums me out though, dude, because, you know, like for me, like if they were all widely available and I knew that I'd be able to go to the store and get any one that I wanted, then I would buy all of them. Because my son is totally into them, and we only have a couple, and it's because the fact that they do that whole collectability thing makes me not want to buy any of them.
Yeah, and they're trying to fix that. I think like they realized that okay, well we have people that are wanting to collect them just because they're collector's items, and we have people that want to buy them up and then sell them and make a profit when we're doing this, and then the people that we designed them for to use in the games aren't getting them. And so I think they realized that and have been trying to fix it by putting some more of them back in production. You know, once that they were saying, okay, yeah, this is the only production we're going to have of this model. Well, they've gone back on that, I think, in some of those cases. So yeah, the amiibos are really cool, but like you said, they do have some issues to work out with the availability. I think that is a turnoff for people who actually want to use them for the games. Right. As opposed to people that just want to collect them because they're cool and unique.
Need you back in airlock, Guardian.
Yeah, I'm always interested in what Nintendo's going to bring to the table because, like, I've owned every Nintendo system and I will buy anything that they put out, no matter how gimmicky people say it is, because every Nintendo system I've had fun playing. I've had a blast with the Wii U. I had a ton of fun with a lot of games on the Wii. I can't tell you how many hours I've put into playing the Wii. Obviously the GameCube and N64 and even further back, like all those systems had just such a good catalog of games. In fact, I still have a lot of GameCube and Wii games that I have stored. I was talking to you the other day about trying to figure out a way to record a Let's Play of Super Mario Sunshine. Like, I just love all those old Nintendo games, which, if Nintendo wanted to make me happier than anything, they would announce one of two things, either a Super Mario Sunshine 2 or Super Mario Sunshine HD Remake for Wii U.
Yep,
one of those two things. Like, I would just, I could die happy. It'd be over from there.
I would like to hear about a new Metroid, obviously, as well as everybody else in the world.
Yes. And I think they are actually going to talk about Star Fox. But they're not going to talk, I don't think they're talking about Zelda. The Zelda Wii U, sadly, I don't think is going to be talked about.
Right, so far we've heard a lot more about what's not going to be talked about at E3 than what's actually going to be talked about at E3.
Yeah. Now they're speculating that Zelda Wii U may not even be released on Wii U, that it may be pushed back so far that they may just hold on to it for the NX.
For NX, yeah.
But I don't know, because they're speculating the NX to be released in 2017. And Nintendo has released games before, like high-profile games, right before a new console.
Well, and sometimes they straddle the line, like with Twilight Princess.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, Twilight Princess, I guess.
But that came out for both.
Yeah.
Which is not as surprising nowadays in this era where you have a lot of stuff coming out for PS3 and 4, Xbox 360 and Xbox One. So it's certainly possible. Anything else about E3 that you're thinking about? Or should we start talking about YouTube?
There's nothing I can think about off the top of my head that, besides the games we've already talked about. I mean, obviously there's going to be surprises. There are every year. So I'm anxious just to see those, to see what's going to be announced that nobody knew about, like what indie game is going to surprise, or what major developer is going to announce some game that nobody knew was in development.
Right.
Because that always happens every year, it seems like. It's like a couple of big announcements that people were not expecting. But no, that's it. I mean, I'm just excited that it's here, finally, and that we can actually start, quit speculating and actually get some answers starting tomorrow. So I guess on to YouTube.
So YouTube today, I believe it was, as we record this, announced YouTube Gaming, which is their sort of, and it's going to be happening this summer, but it's basically their answer to Twitch, which hasn't been acquired by Amazon. So you can
and
imagine,
YouTube was actually in talks with Twitch at the same time to buy it, but Amazon outbid them, I think.
And so that's kind of why I think that, we're just seeing this now, is because they had to recover from the fact that they couldn't get Twitch. You know what I mean? When Amazon swooped in and did that, and so they had to come up with sort of a plan B. And now that they have that, we're hopefully going to see what that is. And so what it looked like was that they were saying that it's going to be a way of curating content on YouTube that will basically bring all of that stuff together for gamers. So, like from what I looked at, sort of from what I was reading about it today, you've got oh man, I got killed again. On Twitch, you've got things categorized by games. You can go on Twitch and you can say, okay, well, I want to see Dark Souls. Who's streaming Dark Souls right now? Who's listing that as the game that they're playing, and you could find that. And it sounds like YouTube Gaming is going to do that. You'll be able to, there'll be pages for games like The Legend of Zelda. And on the Zelda page, anybody who's doing stuff with Zelda will be able to be found, and people can follow certain games and stuff like that and stay up to date with who's playing what and that kind of stuff. So all of that seems really cool. I think it's between the upgrades they sort of just made to their YouTube streaming, which we're definitely going to play around with and figure out how to use more often. I think this is the beginning of something awesome.
Well, I think it's just the next logical progression for YouTube. I mean, in one of those articles I was reading about it, it was pointing out the fact that Twitch was the fourth largest website in terms of internet streaming traffic last year. Like right behind, I think Netflix, Amazon, and Google. I think that was it. That was the only things ahead of it. Or was it Amazon or was it Facebook? I don't remember. But there was only, like, he was fourth. Twitch. Like, I remember when Twitch was like justin.tv. It was just a live streaming network. It wasn't just gaming. And then a lot of people were using it for gaming, and then it kind of split off and became Twitch. And I mean, it was big, but it wasn't that big. And then it goes and gets acquired for like almost $1 billion from Amazon. And so, I mean, the market is obviously there, and so Google and Amazon realized they would be stupid not to be a part of this. And so, yeah, I think this can only mean good things for gamers, because competition
I wonder if
is always going to be good. Do what?
I wonder if I do void damage here, if I can get points for these acolytes.
Oh, you might can, yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. Just don't die.
Of course, I unequipped that weapon, so.
You have void grenades, don't you?
Yep.
But yeah, so I am excited to see what YouTube's going to do differently. Obviously, YouTube has a lot of resources at their disposal. Not that Amazon doesn't, but YouTube already has gamers like pretty well stuck in with these YouTube channels with, PewDiePie and all these YouTube gamers that have like millions of subscribers.
Well, right, and like so for us who are fairly new, basically what we're doing is we're streaming on Twitch, and then we're collecting that stuff and putting it on our YouTube page. Now, because we're still sort of developing our audience, if there was a way to...
Oh no. We're not defusing these bombs again.
Oh crap.
it's gonna fail. I'm not gonna have it do it in time.
Oh no.
I got there 1 second too late.
If we can stream directly to YouTube consistently, reliably, and have that stuff be instantly recorded so that we will have it available for people who are not watching it live, like, that's exciting.
Yeah, and the fact that, like, it gives I mean, Twitch does this too. If you follow someone on Twitch, you get a notification, or you can set it to where you get notified when they go live. But the fact that viewers are not having to subscribe in multiple places, you know, you're not having to say, hey, subscribe to my YouTube, hey, subscribe to my Twitch, hey, subscribe to my Twitter, you know, whatever. You're subscribed on YouTube, you're going to get notifications through that, so you're not having to send out a tweet every single time to your viewers and your followers and everything, because you know that they're going to know. So it's just convenient, and I like Twitch a lot. And I'm not going to say that this is going to kill Twitch. I don't think it's going to kill Twitch. I think it'll just make both of them improve a ton. They'll constantly be racing to see who's going to be the #1 gaming streaming service or whatever. So
right. I mean, I think that YouTube's going to have some catching up to do because of the fact that with the native Twitch apps that the new consoles have in them, you know, that's something that you and I have talked about the sort of cons of as of late, but it is mighty convenient to be able to just go into the app on your console and broadcast from there. So the fact that for YouTube, at least for the time being, you're still going to have a capture card and sort of do things the hard way is a barrier that I think is something that is going to keep a lot of people from just immediately hopping over to.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, like, the great thing about the Twitch app, like you're saying, is we were able to record. Like, I have a capture card now that I'm using for most of my recording. We need to get this. So I have a capture card now that we use for most of our recording, and it really does make life a lot easier when you have a capture card. Like, I love it. You can control the quality. You don't have to worry about your internet connection. Are you lagging while you're trying to stream? Are you having to take all these extra steps to get files from Twitch to YouTube, downloaded to your computer, and then back up to YouTube and after they're edited? I mean, it's just, it makes life easier. But for those who, you know, younger gamers or, you know, college gamers that have a tight budget, it makes it a lot easier to say, okay, I already own an Xbox, I can download this free Twitch app, and I can broadcast my recordings, or, you know, stream my, you know, Call of Duty games right now without having to buy anything else. Like, I have what I need to do that.
Right, and then I can just export them, and then they'll be on YouTube, so.
Yeah, or even if you don't even care about putting them on YouTube and all you care about is the live streaming aspect of it, you know? There are plenty of people that, like, several gamers that I follow on Twitch are professional gamers, and they're not putting their gameplay on YouTube. They may put a couple of clips on YouTube, but what they're doing is they're using Twitch to broadcast their, they're streaming their, like, practices, their scrimmages, like their gaming, like competitive scrimmages for Call of Duty or Halo or whatever, and that's how they're doing it. And people want to watch that. People want to see that as like a behind-the-scenes kind of thing, because you're like following these professional gamers.
Killed trying to defuse his third one.
Yeah, I'm coming over to you. And so that's a different use than YouTube. Now YouTube can get into that now that they're starting to promote the gaming streams and stuff like that. That will become an aspect of it.
What? Did we not do it?
I thought I got it. Oh goodness, it said success and then it killed us. This other guy has to help us out. I mean, he's not doing anything. Terrible. Terrible at this game. Wish I could tell you.
Well, he's getting a lot more kills than I am, but.
But he's not defusing. It doesn't matter how many kills you get if you're not doing the thing. The objectives. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Like, that's what I follow on Twitch, and then I follow Games Done Quick. Have you ever seen that?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Speed run.
That's a lot of fun.
They have several events throughout the course of the year where they take up donations, and every year it's for like a different cause, and they'll take up donations and they'll do like a 48-hour live stream or a 2 or 3 day live stream or whatever, non-stop, and they're just doing goodness gracious, so many enemies. They're just doing live streams of speed runs, and people write in, they'll say, hey, okay, I'm donating, here's $10 toward the Super Mario 64 speed run. And once that reaches a certain amount, then they'll get the guy to do the Super Mario 64 speedrun. Or here's, $10 toward the Contra speedrun, and then they'll have that. And so it's like, those kind of things are things that you're not going to be able to do on traditional YouTube. And so that's what YouTube, I think, figured out. They're like, okay, this is what we're missing out on. We're missing this huge portion of the market of live streaming, because it does no good to put that, and they'll put the speed runs on YouTube afterwards, but that's not the point of Games Done Quick. Games Done Quick is supposed to be viewed live. It's best viewed live. It's best. Oh gosh, I fell off. Or I got knocked off by these thousands of people. So I don't know. I'll be anxious to see how YouTube does it. I think it will be nice having it kind of all in one. You have everything there. I'm sure YouTube is going to make it extremely easy to just let your live streams stay on your YouTube page, and you can publish them once they process or whatever. I mean, that'll be nice to not have to export and import and everything. But I mean, that a lot of our live streams we want to.
I'll go get this dude.
Edit anyway. Oh crap, I'm not gonna make it over there unless this dude gets out of my way. Okay, I think I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it in time. But a lot of our stuff we're gonna edit anyways, so unless YouTube brings back or improves their video editor, which I have used. I use it a lot actually when we're just doing minor edits, or if like we have a video uploaded that all I need to do is slap an intro outro on it. It's much easier than trying to download the file, do it on my computer, and then re-upload it. So if they improve that or add some features specifically for the gaming side of things, more editing features, then I think it'll help a lot.
Dismantle mines, yes.
Yeah. Long story short, I'm excited about YouTube's announcement.
Yeah, very excited about that. I think that's, like as you said, at the end of the day, it's going to mean that everybody is working harder to make a better experience for the consumer, and that's pretty awesome. I think that was most of the stuff that we wanted to cover in this edition of Gaming and Gabbing, or Gab and Game, as it was.
Play and ponder.
Right, play. I like that. You know what? I like that even better. I like
play and ponder.
Play and ponder.
Pontificate. I don't know.
Yeah. That is super funny. So that's probably a good place to wrap up this episode. I mean, you and I
we should just call it Game Chat.
Well, now you're just talking logically, and I don't know if that's something that we can apply to this situation. So, but folks can let us know what they thought of this. I mean, eventually we've kicked around a few ideas of what we want to do for a second podcast per month, but this is what we're looking to do right now, because it's easy for us to sort of kill two birds with one stone and do the show and also play some games. So let us know what you think about that. This is going to go up on YouTube, and it will be with the video of me sucking at Destiny and Nick carrying the team as usual. And that will go up in the next week, and then we'll be doing an audio podcast about what actually happens at E3 and what we think about that. So that's going to wrap up this episode of Play and Ponder. and or whatever you want to call it. And we will talk to you again soon.
See you guys later.
Suspect!
Oh!
Suspect!